I've been meaning to ask you this for a long time. Just comes up whenever I hear you speak or I read your stuff. And it came up actually right away in our conversation. Just your comment that you don't need drama to
Have trauma.
experience trauma, to have
Yeah.
trauma. Is everyone traumatized? Is being born traumatic?
Well, birth can be traumatic, and in this society, we actually make sure that a lot of birth is traumatic because of the heavy, unnecessary medical interference with birth, which would be life-saving in some cases, but is way beyond that right now. And that actually interferes with the natural physiological hormonal processes of birth. So birth need not be traumatic. I mean, unless one says that life is traumatic, because there's no way to live without being born. So in writing this new book,
Mm-hmm.
I looked at what are basic human needs. And there's two ways you can hurt people. Now, I can hurt you by never touching you, by never hitting you, by never assaulting you in any way at all. I could hurt you by depriving you from your needs, not giving you enough oxygen to breathe, not giving you enough food or water. I could hurt you like that. I could wound you like that. I could make you sick like that. Now, we're born with certain needs. And given that our biggest need is that mutual responsive relationship with a nurturing environment, deprived of that, who doesn't get wounded? And in our society, very few people really get that optimal, nurturing, interactive, responsive environment because the parents are too stressed, because the community is no longer there to support the parents as it was throughout our revolution, because parents are themselves traumatized, because society creates a lot of strain and puts a lot of burden on people. So there's very few who are not wounded in this culture.
Mm-hmm.
Very few. So if you understand the meaning of the word trauma as coming from wound, then yes, there are very few who are not traumatized to some degree or another. Now, there are, of course, ranges and the whole spectrum of trauma, but hardly anybody escapes it completely.
Hey, thanks for checking out that clip of the Mindspace podcast. You can get the full episode here on YouTube or check it out on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks, and be well.